Hello, I am Tara from livingonadime.com. This is my wonderful assistant, Heidi. She's our bouncer on YouTube and Facebook for our comments.
You make me sound tough.
You are. Today we are talking about side hustles and things you can do to earn up to $2,000 to $2,500 a month. People don't realize this is really lucrative, and this can be a job for you if you need it.
So flexible. I mean, you can still be home with your kids.
Yeah. My side hustle that I started with was my Dining on a Dime cookbook. Well, one of many. I'm like you. I do side hustle after side hustle. And so
if you have a desire to make money, to earn extra money, you will find a way.
Yeah. It's real. It does boil down to desire. People have to want to do it. And there are, I don't care where you live. I have literally lived in the middle of nowhere, Timbuktu, 70 miles to go get groceries. And I did side hustles. I literally lived in the middle of southeastern Colorado, a town of 800 people, did stuff there. You can do it if you want to. It doesn't have to be, you have to have thrift stores, garage sales, that kind of thing. So today, our other videos, we talked about ebook and Facebook. Today, we're talking about other things you can do for side hustles that aren't selling things necessarily. So these are like,
all work for you. You know, they may not work for everyone, but maybe they'll start you thinking of things you can do.
Okay, so we're going to go through for this video things that Heidi did. We'll probably do another video later of things that I have done. But for this one, we're talking about specifically things Heidi has done. So one of the things you've done while you were side hustling for me, you also got another side hustle where you were
a personal chef. So yeah, I don't know if people know about this. I didn't know about this, but on Craigslist, there's something called gigs. And I just went on there one day under domestic gigs, and there was a couple looking for someone to cook all their meals. And so I thought, well, I like to cook. I'm a pretty good cook. I'll just reach out to her. And yes, I did that. I did their grocery shopping. I cooked all of their meals. I did a lot of things for their freezer, because they were just a couple that didn't eat very much. And I was kind of used to cooking for a family of 6. So I would always end up making too much. And she loved that she had all this stuff all this extra for the freezer. And so I would go over to their house twice a week and do whatever, like hang up her laundry or take something to the dry cleaners or drop something off at UPS, just things like that. And I would cook all the food at my home, take it to her house, unpack it. And so I did that for a few months. They have since moved. They have moved. So I no longer do that. But they were a very nice couple. They treated me very, very well. And
so along with that, then they did start asking you to do more things that you didn't really want to
too well.
You didn't want to be that committed.
I was getting a little nervous because I ended up doing a lot for Thanksgiving. And I ended up, she was hosting Thanksgiving, and I did so much for her Thanksgiving. Like I made pies and stuff. And so Christmas was coming, and I mean, I have a family, and I have a lot of things to do at Christmas time. And so I was kind of getting a little nervous about all that she would want me to do for Christmas.
But if all your kids are in school, that could have turned into a personal assistant position instead of.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I think she would have liked that, but I just couldn't commit. This was when the group was open. So I was working for you a lot. And so, it was just getting like, I was too stretched thin. But it paid well. And so, I made about $1,000 a month doing that.
Do you know about what hourly personal chefs, now you're in Minnesota, so the prices will vary, but do you know what hourly about you did, or do you have any idea?
I didn't even research it or anything. She told me what she'd pay me, and I was like, wow, okay.
So
I got to do a lot of it at my home, like all the cooking and stuff I got to do at home. And I thought that was just really easy. So
Yeah.
I felt grateful.
So here's the thing, when you're calculating by the hour, all you need to do is just sit down and figure out, because most of these places will pay you, like, I'll pay you for 10 meals a week $100. Or, I mean, that's probably low, but I'm just saying 10 meals a week, you'll get $100. So then you got to figure out how much money you're going to make. Usually it's way more than that. But
yeah.
Anyway, I was just going with round numbers. And so you just sit and divide how many hours. And then you decide, is that worth me working for? Because why I say that, some of these side hustles, you can get down to the $1 and $2 an hour. So you got to be careful when you're picking them, just to make sure you're getting paid hourly what you want.
And she was paying me mileage also when I would, drive to drop something off at the laundry or dry cleaners or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I enjoyed that. And, I think that will become more and more of something that people can do for elderly people. This was a very young, successful couple that I was doing this for, but elderly people to stay in their home that just want someone to do maybe a little bit of light housekeeping and make some meals for them. I think as the baby boomers age, that will become more and more available.
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, even people like Mike and I, we were just talking the other day, we're like, we just need a personal assistant to call the doctor, to deal with, this kind of, that kind of stuff, because it's just, you just get overwhelmed, especially when you're self-employed and you've got all the personal and the business stuff together. And so personal assistants, chefs, personal delivery people, those kinds of things I think are going to be really popular soon.
Yeah. And just to touch on, you just really want to do a good job, and I worked very hard for them, and I really tried to make, they loved my food, and I worked very hard to make good food for them and to go above and beyond. So on those jobs, if you do that, you will be treated well.
Yeah.
You'll be treated well.
Yeah. And pick the jobs that pay well too. Don't go for the jobs that don't pay well. It's not worth the hassle. So,
and you know what? I didn't need that job. If they would have treated me poorly, I would have been out of there on day one.
Yeah.
They treated me very, very good.
Yeah. Okay. So other things that you can do is lawn care, snow removal. This is an obvious one, but people don't do it enough.
My goodness. So I don't personally do this. This is my son, my 13-year-old son, last summer, not even doing a ton. He had lots of free time. He was able to save $3,000 last summer by doing. So what he would do is we walked flyers around my parents' neighborhood. We don't live in a we have acreage, so we don't live in a neighborhood, but my parents live in a suburban neighborhood. And we walked around and handed out flyers, and it actually forced my son to shake people's hands, look them in the eye, talk to them. It was, that right there was a good experience. Yeah. And then people called him, and he got a lot of jobs. So he borrowed my dad's lawnmower, and he would walk it down the sidewalk along with the leaf blower, sometimes the trimmer, because he's 13 and he can't drive. So he'd walk it and he would mow. And this is another thing. If you go above and beyond what is expected of you, if he would have just showed up and mowed, they probably would have paid him. They would have been fine. They would have been happy. But he not only mowed, he edged, he trimmed, and he blew all the grass off the sidewalk and driveway. He would weed in the cracks of the sidewalks, just little things like that. People grew to love him. Yeah. And we had record snow in Minnesota this winter in February. He made another $1,000 in February because all these people called him to come and shovel, and he would walk he walked my dad's snowblower to their house and blew out their driveway for them, and they love him.
How much did he get for each of those?
Well, so when we were trying to calculate, we had no idea what to charge. Really, we had no clue. We should have called places, but we didn't. Yeah. And I said, William, if you're, blowing and trimming and mowing a lawn, it's probably going to take you 2 hours. This is what I thought. And so I said, $30, that's $15 an hour. That's pretty darn good for a 13-year-old.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Yeah.
It only takes them 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So over $30 an hour.
Wow. Oh my. So, that's great.
People pay it. I mean, people will pay it, and they're gladly. And sometimes even just when people go on vacation, maybe they do their own lawn, but they go on vacation for a week and wanted him to just do a one-time thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
I think it'll get bigger when he gets a driver's license.
Oh yeah, definitely will. Yeah, get him an old beater pickup and a trailer, and yeah. How did he do? So do you guys collect? You probably don't. So do you guys collect the lawn clippings there? Or do you just leave? Okay. So in Colorado, see, that would be a little bit of... Yeah.
It's a multi.
Okay. See, in Colorado, a lot of people collect the lawn clippings because it's so dry here, they don't decompose very quickly. And so, just work with your area though, and think about it. Okay, could the kid just get a wagon and put the lawn clipping, bring some trash bags along and put the lawn clippings in there and then take them to the something like that. So just kind of work with what you have. So we hit those two. We hit lawn care and personal chef, personal assistant. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about some other things that you can do for side hustles to help you earn up to $2,000 a month. You really can. I mean, Heidi's proof right there. So I've done it before. So yeah, it's a great, those two things are really great ways to make money while you're working at home, around the kids, that type of thing. So please subscribe, and share. Please visit us at livingonadime.com and check out my side hustle, Dining on a Dime cookbook, which turned into a big, well, let's see what. A big hustle? I don't know. That doesn't sound right. But it turned into our full...
whole hustle.
Yeah. Yeah, so we took our side hustle and turned it into our family business. So anyway, we will see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.